Welcome back to American Agenda. Well, Vice President Kamala Harris is afraid, very afraid. It's time now for the other view. Well, the vice president appeared on ABC's The View and sure had a lot to say about former President Donald Trump. Listen.
Are you scared, first of all, what could happen if Trump ever became, God forbid, president again? And what are you going to do to stop the crazies?
I am scared as heck.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm traveling our country. You know, there's an old saying that there are only two ways to run for office, either without an opponent or scared. So on all of those points, yes, we should all be scared.
Joining me now to discuss is State Director of the Black Conservative Federation of Maryland, Marquita Bushrod, and USMC veteran and candidate for Congress from California, Kate Monroe. Great to have you both with me this afternoon. Marquita, I'm going to start with you here. You know, it's interesting, not just that the vice president said she's afraid of Donald Trump, but more so that she didn't stop Joy Behar from calling about half of the country crazies.
No, you know what? This is typical, though. At this point, I feel as though the Democrats are grasping at straws. At this point, Biden hasn't done, much for the country. People on both sides of the aisle are talking, and Americans are ready for change. They're ready to go back to what they've had previously. They're grasping at straws, and this is right out of the Democrat playbook. So I'm not surprised at all. Republicans have been called crazies for the past few years, especially with all the MAGA talk and everything. So it is, it's honestly funny to me. It's interesting.
Interesting point there.
More power to them.
Right. It really reminds me of Hillary's deplorables comments and innuendos there. But, Kate, we also know that recently former First Lady Michelle Obama said that she's terrified as well. So it's interesting. That definitely does seem to be out of the Democrat playbook. But I want to share something else that Kamala Harris said on The View. So let's take a listen to that. She claims the race for 2024 is a fight for democracy. I've heard that before, too.
We've got a guy right now, the former president, running for office, openly saying that he promises to essentially be a dictator. Right. These issues in terms of how we are doing on a daily basis and how our democracy and our country is doing are inextricably linked. So, yes, the economy is very important. We must do both. Address the economy and absolutely understand what is at stake in terms of fighting for our freedom.
Interesting, because President Biden today is touting Bidenomics in North Carolina. Your reaction to this, Kate? It seems like the Democrats keep talking and expecting people to believe what they're saying, even though there's no reality behind it.
Yeah, I mean, they're on essentially a gaslighting tour, right? They hope to gaslight what's left of their base into believing that they did a great job, while also calling half of the country a bunch of crazies. I mean, you wouldn't have to go on a rebranding campaign if you had not had such feckless leadership while you were in office. I mean, she is the border czar after all, and we have a wide open border. If you weren't so busy out peddling abortion rights, you may have more time to focus on the border and the terrorism, the drugs, and the fentanyl and the sex trafficking. I just think that the American people, all of the American people, red and blue, are ready for change, and these people are not it.
Yeah, very well said. We're going to have to leave it there. Marquita Bushrod, Kate Monroe, beautiful ladies in red. Thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Thank you as well.
Yeah, I don't